Yeah, no, I think that was quite.
Hello and welcome to the Motor Vehicle Open Event webinar. I'll shortly be handing you over to Sarah Gilliver, who is our Head of Department for Motor Vehicle, and she'll be delivering a short presentation for you all. We'll have a live Q&A session at the end of the presentation, so please throughout the course of this webinar, pop your questions in the chat function in the top right-hand corner of the screen, and we'll be able to answer them at the end. This webinar will be recorded and available to view on our website from next week, so if you do miss it or you drop out, you can review it that way. But I'd now like to hand over to Sarah.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Gilliver and I am the Head of Department for Motor Vehicle. What we're going to do today is we're going to run through some of the following topics. So we're going to have a brief overview of the facilities, some course information, what course is right for you, work experience, student successes, how to apply for a course, and then the live Q&A session at the end. Oaklands College has 3 sites, but the motor vehicle one is run from our St Albans campus, which is set within acres of open countryside. And it has a range of different things, such as an award-winning restaurant, a multi-purpose hall, an equestrian centre, workshops and a farm, just to name a few things. For the motor vehicle course, so you may be able to viewed over my shoulder a little while ago, we have 3 workshops and a range of different cars for our students to work on, including hybrid cars. The workshops are fully equipped with industry-related tools. We offer a range of courses within motor vehicle, and the majority of our students start at either entry 3 or level 1. Then we've got level 2 motor vehicle and level 3 motor vehicle. All of my tutors come from a motor vehicle trade background, and my coordinator will be joining us later for the Q&A session. As iterated on the last slide, the majority of students start at entry or level 1 because there's no formal entry requirements, and then work up through the levels. When you join Oaklands College, you will join a study programme, which is made up of different elements, which includes your main subject chosen, Maths and English, if you do or not already have your grade 4, work experience, which I'll go on to a little bit further detail in a moment, independent study, e-learning, and personal development skills such as staying safe online. We also have careers advice and guidance on site as well. The study programme are full-time courses, and they will be 2.5 to 3 days a week at college, and then the remaining time will be spent doing independent, directed study and online learning. For this online learning, we use our virtual learning environment called Canvas. The majority of our lessons are predominantly practical based, but there are also some theory lessons to deliver the underpinning knowledge. All courses have assignments and coursework, and the majority have either online or paper-based tests. We also have the Oaklands College app, which is available to download, so you have access to your timetables, etc. at all times. All students have a personal tutor, and you will have regular meetings with them to discuss your progress and performance. We also have student advisors on site to provide welfare and support, as well as financial support for those that need it. All students are required to complete work experience, both internally and externally, COVID permitting. We have employability mentors to support you with finding these placements. 95% of our students had a positive destination, and the work experience itself has led to employment and apprenticeships for some of our students. For our work experience, we use Glyn Hopkin, which is a car dealership, as well as local garages. There are 6 steps in order to start a course at Oaklands College. The first one is that you have to apply for the course online. Then what happens is our admissions team will review your application. Then they will send you an offer by email. You then will receive your grade results from school, and then enrolment occurs towards the end of August, but we'll be contacting you nearer the time with some further information. And then you will start your course in early December. So now it's over to the Q&A session.
Thank you, Sarah. We've had a number of good questions come through throughout the start of this presentation, so I'll just rattle some of them off now. I believe Mark is with us to answer them as well. So Mark, the first question that we have is, are we able to source our own work experience placements?
Yes, of course you can, and many students have done historically, and of course we welcome that as well for future students.
Perfect, thank you very much. Another question is, what do I wear? Do they have to wear a uniform of sorts?
So historically we haven't. We are looking to perhaps bring in a requirement to wear a polo shirt. It's likely to be dark in colour, probably black or a dark blue, which just shows that it's a motor vehicle polo shirt. These are getting more and more sort of recognised in industry. So what we're trying to do is align ourselves more so with industry. As it stands at the moment, it's not mandatory, but by this coming September, it might be that that's in place. But of course, all the information will be available nearer the time.
Lovely, thanks, Mark. Another question we've had through is, what jobs can I apply for after getting my level 2 qualification?
So technically speaking, once you've got your level 2 diploma, you are classed as a fully qualified mechanic. And when I say that, I understand that a lot of garages may not choose to take on perhaps a 17-year-old who's only just come out of college at finishing their level 2, because there'll be a bit of a lack of experience. But technically speaking, from an insurance point of view, to get trade insurance and things, a minimum requirement is a diploma at level 2. So you can go on to do level 3, or perhaps if you would like to go on to do a level 2 apprenticeship, which just holds a little bit more weight for applications in the future. Most apprenticeships last around about 2 years, and there are some fast track courses. So it could be you come to college, complete your level 1, level 2, and then go on to do an apprenticeship for a couple more years. And then that in hand will give you your sort of 3 or 4 years experience that most garages would look for as a minimum to then come on and perhaps develop you as a master technician as well in the future.
Lovely, thank you, Mark. Just to touch on that as well, we do have an apprenticeship webinar later on this afternoon. You can join that from 1:45. So again, if you'd like to hear more about the apprenticeships that Mark was just talking about, you can access that through our main website. We've had one more question come through. I know, Mark, you did touch on it with the sort of progressing onto level 2 and what they can do after that with various mechanic role. But what other jobs can you go into with a motor vehicle qualification?
So the motor vehicle qualification is recognised. It's a City and Guilds diploma. That in itself has a reasonable amount of sort of respect in other industries as well. So if you wanted to move into engineering, you could perhaps go on to do a BTEC. You would still need to have your GCSE English and Maths. So if that's an area that you're perhaps a bit weak on, here at Oaklands, if you've failed that or if you need to do a resit, we would offer that alongside your main programme. So you would study motor vehicle and do your English and Maths exams as well at the end of the academic year. This resits have often been in November, but obviously COVID has sort of changed things slightly. So it's possible that there'll be other times for resits in the year as well. That being said, once you've got your level 2 and you've got your English and Maths, you would then need to look to do a new application into perhaps an engineering field. I have known of some students that have actually gone into aeronautics as well, coming straight out of their level 2 motor vehicle qualification, they would start at a foundation degree level, but they've been able to get into that, which is very impressive. And they obviously had their GCSE English and Maths as well, to sort of back up their academic abilities.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Mark. I believe that's all of our questions that we've had for now. If you do have any further questions after the webinar has ended, please do feel free to get in touch with us via the contact details on our website. We're also active on social media, and currently we have a live chat functionality on our main website where student support and learning advice tutors are also waiting for any questions that you might have. Other than that, if you'd like to join another webinar or find out more about any of our other subject areas, please do return to our Virtual Open Day page, either using the same link or going there via our websites. But on behalf of Sarah, myself and Mark, thank you very much for joining us and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.